Okay, question 5D. This was related to the picture of the boxer. Okay, he's got a bit of a bloody face. And looking at state, giving an example for each, two different methods. So two methods used to reduce the risk of injury. Might not stop it completely, but reduce the risk of injury. This person only got 1 mark because wearing boxing gloves is a fantastic example of a way that injury could be reduced. If boxers just fought bare knuckles, there'd be a lot more cuts to the face of the opposition and a lot more injuries. So that is one example. However, this person hasn't stated an actual method. Whereas if you look at this person's answer, one method would be equipment, using correct equipment and protective gear. That is that. And they've gone for a slightly different example, wearing a gum shield. For the next one they've said is having a referee, okay, following the rules. But unfortunately, their example I didn't think was good enough. They've basically just repeated what they've said, having a judges or referee in boxing. So there might be a referee. A better example might be a referee might be used to ensure that the boxers don't hit below the belt, for example. Okay, now it is really, really important. If you want to do well in this one, I'd imagine you could probably give two different examples. Most people probably could, that might reduce the risk of injury in boxing. But you've got to know these methods to reduce the risk of injury. They apply to all different sorts of sports. So protective clothing and equipment is the first one. Gum shield, gloves, a head guard, strapping on the hands. Adherence to rules that other person said about a referee making sure that people don't punch below the belt or after the bell. Checking clothing and equipment. Somebody will check that the gloves haven't got any tears or anything like that. They'll probably check the ring isn't slippery or the ropes aren't damaged at all. And that might come down to facilities really checking the ropes and the slippery floor, sort of fourth thing. Some people did actually talk about a warm-up, and I marked this wrong for about 10 questions. I had to go back for it and change that. And a warm-up is a way of preventing injury. However, if we look carefully at the question, which I didn't do, I must hold my hands up and say I didn't do that. This question actually states that, give an example, two different methods used to reduce the risk of injury, and this word here, during the boxing match. You don't do a warm-up during a boxing match, so you wouldn't get any marks if you started talking about a warm-up. If that word during was removed from the question, you'd have been all right with warm-up, but that's why you've got to be a little bit careful sometimes. These questions are very tricky. Okay, if you didn't do particularly well at that question, have a go at doing that again. Should have those 4 methods that you could apply to this question now, and you should hopefully be able to think of an example. Good luck.